In the world we live in today, society has been pushing towards organic food becoming a common household item. In this speech, I will be talking about why genetically modified food should be sold in grocery stores. So first, we'll start off with what are genetically modified foods. So genetically modified foods are foods that have been imbued with other species' DNA to protect them from the environment or certain hazardous materials. This allows the food to be more resistant to certain pesticides, herbicides, or even pests. This also allows for the crop to grow completely unharmed and unhinged so that it can just grow all year round. So, what is the difference between a GMO and a non-GMO, or an organic food? Cho tells us that a GMO uses other species' DNA to strengthen the crop from certain pests or herbicides. And that GMO can actually be grown with a sort of synthetic fertilizer or actually human waste because it is cheaper, or anything really at all to help benefit the crop and make it grow quicker, or make it plumper, or make it sweeter. Anything can really be added to a GMO rather than an organic material. Organic food has to have a USDA seal of approval on it, and it can be grown completely, and it has to be grown completely all naturally. This means that there is no synthetic, fertilizer. There are no antibiotics put into the fruit or the vegetables. This also means that animals who are considered organic animals cannot eat any GMO products or even be around the synthetic materials. So, I'm going to go into the video.
Ingredients were created, prepared, or raised. Let me explain. Organic means that there aren't any genetically modified ingredients. Also, organic means that no chemicals were used to kill bugs and weeds, and that all pesticides are natural instead of synthetic. And organic means nothing was fertilized with sewage sludge. Yeah, sewage sludge. Organic also means that nothing was exposed to radiation, which some manufacturers do to sterilize food, and that no industrial solvents were used to clean things up. Also, organic means there can be no chemical food additives that some foods have to make them stay fresh for an unnatural amount of time. And if it's meat, then there's no routine use of antibiotics or hormones pumped into the animals. And all this stuff.
So that video.
And here's a really big tip.
That video just explains why, just basically goes more into detail the differences between the non-organic materials and the organic materials. So, are all organic foods truly organic? Only Organic tells us that organic foods have to go through an incredibly strenuous process to be even labeled as organic. And even if the food is labeled as organic, it does not always mean that all the ingredients used in that food are 100% organic. So according to the USDA, there are 4 different kinds of organic stickers or food that are all labeled accordingly. The first one is the 100% organic food label, which means that the food is truly grown all naturally and organically. There are no chemical pesticides used, there was no synthetic fertilizer, and it was grown with no extra supplements or toxins. The second one is when the food is labeled as just organic. Now this can be a little bit of a trick for the marketplace. They can label food that is up to 95% organic material as an organic food, even though that only 95% of the ingredients in that food are only organic, and the other 5%, including the salt, the water added, are non-organic materials. And these can also be the reason why this is a trickster one is because the USDA can actually label these as truly organic foods, even though they are only 95% organic. Another label is the quote-unquote made with organic. This means that around 70% of the food, of the ingredients in the food, is organic material, and the ingredient list is to have the ingredients that the ingredient list is to have marked what ingredients are organic and what ingredients are not organic. Thankfully, this organic material or this organic food is not allowed to have a USDA sticker of approval. And lastly, the last label a food can have is made with organic ingredients. This means that less than 70% of the ingredients used in this food are organic, which in my opinion is awful that this could even be put out in the stores, because it says it's organic when it's not organic. So it's really just tricking the consumer into paying more. So, are organic foods that much better than genetically modified organisms? So most studies indicate that there are really no significant health or nutritional differences between organically grown and conventionally grown, besides the ones that you hear of on the news and in the media about the extra phosphorus that you get, which is only a necessity if you have a phosphorus deficiency. And then they always talk about the omega-3 fatty acids. Now that is just all hearsay almost. The omega-3 fatty acids, that does give you a little bit more nutritional value, but it doesn't give as much nutritional value, so that it doesn't give you as much nutritional value to pay that much more for that organic food. The Mayo Clinic tells us that most crops have little amounts of harmless pesticides, and the pesticides, whether they are natural or chemical, are not harmful when used correctly. And no harm is posed for the consumers when trace amounts of the pesticides or herbicides are consumed. Therefore, the scientific community's consensus remains that organic foods are no healthier than their GMO counterparts. So in conclusion, the society that we live in is constantly pushing people into buying and eating healthy, and by this they want them to buy organic foods. This should not be the social norm though. Organic foods can actually cost up to 50% more and offer little to no extra benefits. There are no extra vitamin benefits, and higher costs should deter people from buying only organic food, but it does not. Genetically modified food has the same amount of vitamins and nutritional value. Therefore, genetically modified foods should be sold more in stores because of their cheaper production and they are still healthy. Thank you.